Greetings, everyone. Hope everyone is having a fantastically amazing day in life. And for most of us, we are lucky to be who and where we are, and we shouldn't forget about that. You know, we should be thankful for what we do have, because it could be a whole lot worse. We could be in one of those countries that the rich that control our country has decided to target, whether militarily or through what has been called capitalist encirclement, which entails various forms of sabotage, economic, physical, political sabotage. Includes the spectrum of sabotage they will come at a country with, and of course it affects all the people. Like in Venezuela, it turns, a bad situation into a crisis with sanctions, which are actually targeted for the people. They are meant to make the people's lives so miserable that they begin asking for their would-be rapists, welcoming their would-be rapists. And it is an old power tactic known for a very long time when it can be pulled off. And in this sort of situation, when a small group of fucking pieces of shit control the majority of the world's economics around the world, or whatever, through banks, through the military, ours, which spends 10 times as much as the next 10. However it's done. I'm just on I'm on an incredible tangent. Wise to avoid tangents whenever possible. Go into wisdom. What is wise? A lot of old dumb people think that age and wisdom are synonymous. They're dumb, they've never been intelligent, they're old now, they don't have anything to show for it, so of course they want to rationalize that their age equals wisdom. But in fact, an ignorant, below average or average, I don't know, at some point there's a level of intellect where people just basically live their lives and make decisions only out of fear. And they make their own mistake, they get scared, they don't do something again. They use the proverbial black swan to control their lives, just as most are influenced to control voting as well. They're just not logical beings. For instance, there's a shooting. We should go into the media. When somebody jumps on the field of a major sports event, they don't show it on TV. That's because they don't want to duplicate it. So they know when they show these mass killings over and over that it is going to increase such events. You should ask yourself, who would benefit from that? I mean, these are legitimate fucking criminals. Them, from Jerry Epstein or whatever, had over 100 underage girl fucking victims. And he doesn't go to federal prison. This guy should be fucking getting the worst punishment we have. He's the one that deserves to be in fucking Guantanamo Bay, and he doesn't even get prison. Yeah, oh yeah, we live in a just system. That's wisdom. If you think you live in a just system, you're a fucking moron. The world isn't just, and they control the majority. They control or influence all of the world. The fucking Victorian Empire over 100 years ago controlled or influenced the majority of the world. Like, minus Russia, Ethiopia, Japan, it was like 98% of the world. Some shit like that. You think they let it go? You think when they push the propaganda on us to assimilate and say that assimilation is good, we're all immigrants or whatever, you think they were listening to the same propaganda? Or the anti-imperialist propaganda when they went to attack the Nazis? You think they were listening to the same shit that they made up for us to push us into war? I don't think so. I think they went to their private schools and got taught how to fucking rule over the rest of the people. Among other things, while we were taught, how to pay all taxes, they may have been taught how to not pay their taxes. Maybe their school is actually a school and not just a place of fucking indoctrination and repetition and rote BS. Like it was after Reagan pushed back, the progressive reforms in education, went back to the basics education. And they just wanted to teach us how to be good factory workers. No, it's not a conspiracy theory, moron. It's written in the fucking books. It's well documented what you think. The rulers wanted a questioning, highly intelligent class to fucking look at them. Do you want 300 million smart motherfuckers picking apart what you do? You think if you have the money and the control, you think that's what you're gonna, you're publishing the books, you think that's what you're gonna go for? I want these motherfuckers to be so smart, so critically adept that I can never control them. That is what I want. Probably not even a good person. I don't know. But the vast majority of people not only are very reactive to fear, they won't do the right thing. Unfortunately, some will. But when you're born in that, it makes it all the much harder because you're born sociologically programmed in this certain train of thought. Your great grandpa might have been a sociopath, but he still passed his train of thought onto you. And you grew up in this environment where you are better. A class system. A class is so unfortunate. And it's not... America, like I grew up, even though I was upper middle class, financially, not education-wise, I would say, but upper middle class financially, I still never thought about classes. But a lot of countries, especially the elite, they do. They think class. They think magically, because they're rich, they're somehow better. They're just better. Can they dance like the best dancers? Well, no. Or are they the best at geography? Well, no, of course not. But the best at fencing is some shit that they only learned, I don't know. They know 5 languages because they were taught from a young age. Maybe they don't know anything more. But for whatever reason, they think they're better. That's class. And that's just not wise, man. A wise person, a wise manager sees the talent of every individual. Everybody basically has a talent, can do something better than the rest, or even can do something the best themselves, and that's where you want to direct. A good manager will bring that out and keep everything efficient and not be allowed, not allowing when other people can do it, and they're not doing anything. A good manager directs them to help out. So this is on Tangent City. That's all I'm doing today is just tangents. But these are all parts of wisdom, and wisdom is deep. Like they never teach you that the base emotions of fear and hate, hate and anger are fear. The base emotion. You have to fear them taking something from you, whether it be physical, mental. Maybe they make you question something about yourselves. Maybe you're really legitimately scared of them. Or there's something in them that makes them not like yourself. I don't know, but it all comes from fear. And if they taught you that in high school, then maybe the kids wouldn't have been so likely to join gangs. They're like, what's up? I don't care. They're all angry, like, I'll beat you up. And the teacher's like, your anger is a fear-based emotion. No, it ain't. And then they have the discussion or whatever. Purely hypothetical. I just know personally, if I was told that anger and hate were derived from fear, I would have been a little bit less likely to hate and be angry at people because I did not want to be identified or identify myself as somebody having fear. And I, worked very hard to pretty much take that whole thing out of me, at least when it counted. I didn't like it. And so just for me personally, it could have saved me some stuff. But they don't teach you critical thinking in high school or school. Generally, I didn't. Personal opinion. And I've studied education a little bit. And I went over and read a GED book, and they totally gave the wrong ideas about population. It was the same ones that they gave me, that, they were like blaming the third world for breeding too much, and that's why the world's polluted. It's like, these people lived for millions of years in Africa and weren't polluting the world. They were freaking maintaining the balance, and it's us, and it's the IMFs and going in there and sabotaging their way of life and indebting them and extracting their resources and giving them guns so they can kill each other so we can get them off their land to extract the resources. And it's putting in things that mines and wells are drilling for oil, polluting their waters, so now they can't fish, and now they got to get a job at a sweatshop and call it progress. But anyways, they teach that it's all their fault because they're breeding too much, but they're not consuming anything. America throws away more trash bags than some countries do trash generally. I mean, we are a wasteful society. We're going to a grocery store, everything's freaking packaged. In Africa, everything's just out. Flies on it, whatever, everything's just out. All those packages are avoided. Like, we are 4% of the world's population consuming like 25% of the world's resources. Granted, a lot of that goes to our military, but a lot of that is also ours as well. Stuff that we're doing. We're throwing away massive amounts of trash. Well, we just have 2 kids that eat beef every day. Those damn Africans are so dumb. They have 8 kids. They can't feed them, and it's all their fault. It's like, beef causes greenhouse gases, takes a lot of water, is a horrible meat on the environment. Not only that, farming is horrible. It's horrid when you see how these animals are treated in those circumstances. It's fucking horrid. It's a thing about, we just turn it off, Americans generally. Oh, the wars are just. Oh, I'm sure the prisons are just. Oh, the police are just. Oh, the court system's just. Oh, our food is just. The animals are treated humanely. Everything on the label that they say, that's what's in it. If it's organic, it's organic. If they're selling it to us, it's safe because our government loves us. Tangent, but it's all false. It's a lie, and unfortunately, that's just how we think. It's hard. We didn't evolve to live in this crazy environment we find ourselves, dealing with every single nationality just basically jumbled in a fucking room together, and everyone said, some voice comes on, this is how it should be. And this is not natural. All these people we deal with, traffic, we evolved in tribes, that we evolved without street signs. We had freaking, mountains and trees and just completely different. So it is a stressful, overloading environment. I'm going to get back to you. I got to check my phone.